Hi, I'm Tom. It's another hot day, and it's been like unheard of temperatures. Usually we get in the 90s for maybe a few days, but it's been in the 90s for pretty much 2 weeks, and it's been hotter, definitely, sure, in other places in the country. And you know, during my time in the military, I went to some really hot places, and it wasn't super fun. So I feel for you, really. It's just that most of the people up here, they're not used to any kind of heat, and when the power starts going out, you got to kind of take care of the old folks, because the humidity really isn't good for them. But anyway, for those of you who are out there and suffering from record high temps, I hope that you stay cool and take care of yourselves. So today I've got the sheep shed to clean out. I'm going to do that first. It's gotten a little slimy with all the rain and the animals going in there, so I'll clean that out. And then I've got the 200 for sale. So yeah, I want $1,800 for that. I know some of you were curious. I'm going to do a video after this one just of the tractor, and then put that up on Marketplace and on Craigslist, so it'll be there for that too. And I can see I've got my greatest fan down there, working hard as usual. But anyway, I'm going to go up here and grab the little Mahindra and put the manure forks on it and out, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So stick around. I'm going to be busy as always, and I always appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I have a pretty sneaking suspicion that this front half of the PTO is exactly the same as the front half that goes on the sickle bar mowers, and I'll have to either beat the snot out of that or get some tube stock or have my nephew fix it or something. I know all the tedder tines you can, or the rake tines, you can get them at Tractor Supply. I mean, it still fits on there, so it's there. And the belt's kind of crappy, but it's still in one piece. But I wouldn't be surprised if that broke. But it looks just like the rest of the IH side delivery rakes. So I know you can get these. I know you can get the belt, and the tires are just small trailer tires like on my camper. It's the exact same tires. You can get them at Tractor Supply. That might be an original, I'm not sure, but this one's junk. It held air for a little bit and then it squatted down. So I know I'm sure I can get bearings. There's really nothing else to fix on it. It's in good shape. It's all here. Like I said, I got the PTO shaft. I got some of those. I've got the manual and the original brochure. So here's the mucky stall I got to clean out, and I don't know what's happened to that, why it's sagging down a little bit. I had put a shingle under it, but I guess I see the shingle on the ground now. You can see it right there. So I'll put that shingle back under, and that will keep it propped out. I always have to put a shingle under it when I put those up, but I don't know why they have such an angle on them. It's weird, but every one of them has to have a shingle or something, otherwise it'll hang. So it's just a crappy design, I think. But we'll fix that because I gotta get this muck out of here. That's a real scorcher. Alright, let's throw this straw around in here. Nice straw that spreads good, and sometimes they give me stuff like this that I hate. Doesn't spread very well. They'll come in here and eat some of this, but it's fine. Straw is alright. It's just extra carbohydrates, a little bit extra fiber. What are you hammerheads doing out? Is this where you belong? I didn't think so. Come on. No, come back here. Go home. One thing I did learn about YouTube is people don't really want to see what you did after they did it. They kind of want to see you doing it. I guess it's more entertaining. So what I have to do is my plum tree is loaded with plums, and therefore the limbs are starting to squat down pretty good. So I am going to go over there right now, take some of this bale and twine I have, go tie them up. So hop in the gator and let's go for a ride over there. And I have a couple of these gate wheels that came. I got to put one up there at the sheep shed, and the gate Aiden and I put down at the sap house the other day needs one also. I might not get to that right at the moment, but I definitely need to go take care of the plums or they're going to break the limbs off. They make some certain kind of stuff with the rubber cushion things on it, and I'll keep an eye on it. I don't want it growing on there, but we'll just tie into the bowline. So basically when I do a bowline, I'm basically just making a square knot on the end. It works. My dad was a World War II sailor, so you had to know your knots. It's easy to do it on the first end. It's harder to do it on the second end because you just want to do another set of half hitches, but I just go this way like that. Now see, I just did half hitches again. It's because you're watching. If you weren't watching me, it would be a lot easier. Let's see, this way. I'm going to go through the hole and then back up the hole. The rabbit goes in the hole, around the tree, then back in the hole. Alright, so there's that one. Probably, let's see. I'm going to do this one over here too. I'm sure there's all kinds of YouTube channels that will show you how to tie knots. These are some extra decals that I had. They were probably for a Super C or a Super A or I don't know, something. And I know it should probably say McCormick on it, but I had it. And these are the ones that you lay it over whatever you're putting the decal on, and then you rub it a whole bunch of times, and then you peel the backing off, and hopefully the letters stay. And Generally they do, but I've had instances. That McCormick loader I had was one where when I peeled them off, they didn't come off so great. And but anyway, should say McCormick, but that's what I had. And I'm going to use this, so I'm not going to do a professional museum quality restoration, but I do have the regular, you know, the IH white, which I'm working on. So I just been grinding off rust and then priming it and then slapping some paint on. So I think it's looking pretty good. It's going to be, won't even be a 10-foot paint job. This will be a 3-foot paint job because it's going to look good from 3 feet. And actually, I don't think it looks good. I mean, I don't think it looks bad, you know, right up close either. I think it came out pretty decent. So this is the white, and then I want to get the sandblaster out. I got grit in there to sandblast all these little pieces, and hopefully I don't mess up my bearings in here. I'll try to stay away from that. These are just regular camping trailer small tires, and you can get those at Tractor Supply, so that's not an issue. And I've got tons of these. I've got both kinds actually. I've got the well, you know, here they are. I got a bunch of these and I got a bunch of these, so it's going to be what it's going to be. But again, I'm going to use it, so I don't want to spend a lot of time and effort making it museum quality when it's probably going to get banged around and used. But that's the great part about these old machines, is I buy them to use them, and then you can watch them being used on your TV. So keep watching, and you'll see this progress. So I can see they've bent this up here too. I guess I could run a strand of, well, see, the thing is the sheep don't really care about the electric fence too much. Like I've mentioned before, Greg Judy says to cull all the sheep who don't respect the electric fence. Well, if I culled all my sheep that didn't respect the electric fence, I would have culled all the sheep, so I'd have none. Because they just don't care. It doesn't bother them one bit. The calves, once I get them trained, they won't go anywhere near that electric fence. They won't even walk over the rope. Like if I unhook it and leave it on the ground, they won't cross it. Sheep, I don't care. They'll go right through it. And the shocker knot, or the sheep net, or electro net, or whatever those things are that Premier One has, they work great if you've got a nice area to put them in, where you don't have rocks and stumps and trees and obstacles, and that's those sort of things. If you got a nice flat square pasture that you can mow a nice strip, set it up, and then you're good. But if you have obstacles, it's a menace. So I'm just going to take my fencing tool and tighten up this barbed wire. I guess I'm really leaning towards tearing this all out and starting over. Put wooden posts in, and I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. I thought about high tensile wire. I've got the better sheep wire. This is the cheap stuff I bought, and I hate it. Don't ever cheap out on woven wire because it bends up and it's just junk. Sheep aren't quite as bad as goats at getting out, but once they find a spot and they get out through there, they don't forget it, and they just keep going back to the same spot. You want to make some sheep angry, you go down to all their spots and fix it so they can't get out anymore. If you remember some of my earlier videos, that woven wire along the stone wall down there by the sap house field, they were getting out every time I turned around, and I fixed all those problems. And man, they were mad. They just kept stomping back and forth looking for the hole, and it was gone. And then up here at the top of this field, it was the same thing, because I put them in the woods, and they had a spot, and I fixed it, and then they couldn't get out anymore. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Like it's hard to put posts in, because if you can really see, there's a lot of ledge, and I don't have much topsoil there. The only posts that really work, that I even have a shot at getting in, are the steel ones, because they're so small that I just keep poking around until I find a spot. But even then, sometimes it's really hard. So I may have to rip this whole dang thing out and put different sheep fence in. Otherwise it's gonna look like crap. I've already got 2 strands of barbed wire. I've got one along the top here, and I guess maybe I'll just put one along the bottom and see how that goes, because I really hate doing the same job over again, but sometimes you just have to. Good night, Moomers. Where's the other three? Did you guys go to bed? This right here is just the flashing light that I have on at night. Actually, it's on 24 hours a day, but it can be way over there and know the electric fence is on, just like that. Come in, Dexter. Let's go. I can hear the babies, they're coming too. But anyway, the mosquitoes, you can't win in the summer. During the day, it's really hot, and there's no bugs, not really. Maybe some deer flies once in a while. But at night, man, the no-see-ums and the mosquitoes come out, and they'll pick you up and carry you away. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.